What is going on, crypto family? Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. We're going to be taking a look at the market. Also, I'm going to be sharing you guys what I think my predictions are for the Bitcoin bottom is going to be. If you guys think that Bitcoin peaked out in October 2025, like this video. And hey, if you're new around here, my name is Ro. I talk about crypto every single day. I try to help you guys find the next 10, 20, 50, or even 100x gem in the market. And trust me, we've hit a lot of bangers here on this channel. But if you guys are new, subscribe at 20k subs. We're giving away $2,000 US to one lucky person. With that being said, guys, welcome. Hope you guys are having a beautiful Wednesday. I know Valentine's Day is a couple days away. Hopefully you guys have someone special in your life to celebrate that with. But yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. We have a couple things on the agenda that I kind of want to go over. The biggest one is obviously talking about where Bitcoin could bottom out at in 2026. We're going to be taking a look at that. Let's see if the live stream is good, if it's up and running. Let me know if you guys are able to hear me. If not, then I don't know. But hey, let's get into it. Don't really see anything going on in the live stream, the YouTube studio right now, but I'm assuming that there's somebody there watching. Okay, so we're taking a look at the overall market right now. Looking a little dead, right? We're back at single digits. We were at fear of 10 yesterday. If we go to the other website, actually, I think, look at me searching up AI wallpaper, alternative.me. You can see extreme fear sitting at about 11. Just yesterday, we were sitting at 9. Single digits again, historically looking back, guys, when we were sitting as single digits in the fear and greed index, historically, obviously history doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. It's always been a pretty solid opportunity to load up. Now, do I think that you should be loading up on Bitcoin right now? I still think that we could go a little bit lower. Now, Ethereum has also dipped in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's down 4%. Ethereum is down 4.5%. At levels that we were actually accumulating within the private Discord, which, hey, by the way, if you guys want to know exactly what cryptos I get into, what cryptos I get out of, if you want hours of content where I help you guys navigate the crypto market, the trenches, Pump Fun, Ape Store. If you guys want to know how to navigate that, there's a link in the description for you guys to join. And also, one thing you need to understand is that you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. If you want to surround yourself with people who are all after time, mental, financial, and location freedom, join the link in the description. But yeah, let's just keep looking here. Ethereum sitting at 1,148. Not too bad of an entry right now. Do I think it could go lower? I really do think that we could see sub $1,000 ETH. Again, I don't have a timeline for this. I just know when I expect to see Bitcoin bottom out, and around that time, I also expect to see Ethereum kind of bottom out. Let's take a look at some of these predictions that I have up here. Bitcoin followed. Now, I don't necessarily agree with this. I do think that the bottom is going to come in the latter half of 2026. But the explanation for that, let's see what this guy named Sherlock has to say. Bitcoin follows a US political cycle with great precision. Year after election equals a bull market top every single time. The top was in 2013, right? So again, this is based on 4 cycle history. 2013 top, we had a 2017 top, 2021 top, and a 2025 top. Midterm year equals a bear market bottom every single time. You can see 2014 at bottom, which also aligned with the American midterm. Again, this is all based on the US, right? The US political system, nothing else. 2018, we had a bottom. 2022 bottom. 2026, can we see a bottom? This guy says, my forecast is for October 2026. And the reason behind that is actually fairly interesting. Let's go over to Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin, the index over here. I kind of want to show you guys how long it takes for a bottom to actually form. So we do have the other cycle back in 2014. We're not going to necessarily cover that, but let's see over here. So from the 2017 peak to bottom, we had about, how many days was this? About 365 days to the bottom. Okay, I know you guys can't necessarily see it because I have a big head covering the price, but from the 2017 peak, the top of the market to the bottom of the market, it was 365 days. Basically, guys, a year. Ever since that year, we started an upward trajectory, and that's exactly what happened. Now, let's take a look at what happened in 2021, which was another year. Now, I've been in the market since 2017, which again, I might sound like I'm ancient in this space because a lot of you probably this is your first cycle. And yo, look at my Supra cup, man. This is pretty cool, eh? It says I love my supwa. Got water in there. Shout out to everyone that drinks hot water, man. It helps me in my throat. Because honestly, I don't know how people go live for hours. It hurts my throat. I can't talk that long. But so 2021, November, to the bottom over here. Again, it's actually pretty crazy because I'm literally at the bottom right here. And this again is 365 days. Like it's between the range of 350 to 380. So within the range of 350 to 380 days after every single Bitcoin top, we usually see the bottom. And then after that bottom, guys, we see movement towards the upside. Okay, slowly but surely. Okay, and then boom, you can see here started a move. This was how many days? 456 days. And then the peak came about almost about 1,035 days after. Okay, so about 1,000 days after the bottom is when we saw a peak come in. Let's take a look at this one from the bottom here. Again, this was about another 1,066 days. What I like to track is not when the peak comes after the bottom, but how many days after does a peak come after the Bitcoin halving? And historically, we've seen it about 550 to about, 550. This cycle was about 580 something, if I'm not mistaken. But again, at the end of the day, guys, these cycles, hey, even though they might change a little bit, history often rhymes. It doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. You follow the trends. You follow what has worked in the past. You don't try to reinvent the wheel, guys. You literally just have to learn how to maneuver the wheel, right? So, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. Let's see how the stream is doing. Stream's current output, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Let's get back. Not sure if this live stream went out to people, huh? That could be interesting. All right, anyway, so the market right now, obviously looking a little bit shaky. Now, do I think that a bottom is in for crypto? Honestly, no, I don't think it's in as of yet. I still think we have a little bit to go. And if you are part of the few that think that the bottom is already in, or that that crypto is already recovering, honestly, I think you're going to get a pleasant surprise. Okay, I don't think that the market is done with the dump just yet. I think that what we're seeing right now, or what we will see towards the end of February, could be a little bit of a relief rally. One of the biggest indicators that February might be a pretty green month is the fact that January and February have never closed in the red. So every single time that we have seen a red January in the past 12 years, we've always seen a green February. Now, Bitcoin obviously sitting at 66,500. I know it looks bleak. I know it looks rough right now. But again, guys, we still have so much time left in the market. It's only February 11th. When I say time in the market, I mean in the month of February. Young Elder says AI is going to be huge and it's going to be bigger in the future. I totally agree, which is why having a little bit of AI exposure, for example, BitTensor Tau, is always going to be a good thing. Having any type of exposure to AI in this crypto space is going to be, I definitely think deserves a spot in your portfolio, okay? Whatever that project may be. Now, if we, let's keep looking because I did have some fairly important things pulled up here. The bottom is getting closer to midterm election day each cycle. The 2014 midterm, the bottom was 71 days later. The 2018 midterm, the bottom came 39 days later. The 2022 midterm, the bottom came 13 days later. The gap is shrinking by almost half each time. At this rate, the 2026 bottom lands right around the November midterms, possibly even in October 2026. Okay, let's take a look at this over here. Bitcoin Daily, great analysis over on X. I would definitely recommend you guys go check it out. Bitcoin has always followed a halving-driven cycle for over a decade. Different narratives, same structure. Okay, pre-halving accumulation, pre-halving rally, pre-halving pullback, post-halving accumulation, and the post-halving rally. And then what do we see after that? We see the peak come in, and then boom, we go into a bear market. Historical pattern from 2020. In 2020, we started February at 10K. Now, this thesis over here, something that I do not necessarily agree with. I don't think that 2026 is going to be bullish for crypto. I think 2026, if anything, for the majority of it, is going to be extremely sideways. We're going to go flat for a really long time. In 2020, we started February at 10K and puked down to just under 4K, a 60% decline. It recovered most of this quickly and then took 2 months to get back to the old levels. We chopped around for the summer months. In the fall, sailors started buying. In late October, we started the real move and 3x to get to 33K. We kept going in January, February to 57,000. Could we have something similar in 2026? I think so. This move, like the March 2020 decline, was not the beginning of a bear, but just a deep correction. We take a few months to reclaim the old highs and then 3x into the midterms. Now, definitely do not agree with this perspective here. Here, let's see why. Complete different context. In 2020, Bitcoin was fresh off a 2-year bear market and 80% drawdown. In 2020 alone, the government printed $3.9 trillion. That was 25% of all money in existence at that time in the US. For context, since 2021 until today, 5 years, the government has only printed $3 trillion. Stimulus checks were handed out to everyone, 2,400 plus 25K to small businesses. The Bitcoin halving happened. The number one most bullish event in crypto happened that year. And there was 0% interest rates. If we compare to 2026 as you did, the halving is 2 years away. Okay, no stimulus checks are coming. Rates are still high. Bitcoin coming off of a 700% run up since 2023. I'd go as far to say as there is a 1% chance of 2026 being anything like 2020. I mean, I'd even go as far as say, guys, there is a very, very low chance that 2026 is going to be a bullish month, or sorry, a bullish year for crypto in general. I just do not see it happening. I'll just be extremely honest with you guys. I just don't see it happening. For everyone that's watching right now, bro, the amount of viewers that we're getting right now compared to when we used to stream back in 2025 just goes to show you how much people are even interested in crypto. If you're part of the few people that are watching, give yourself a pat on the back, because genuinely, you are probably the few people that are going to be accumulating during the bear market. And hey, you know what they say? Money is made in the bear market. It's not made in the bull market, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but that's just the truth. Money is made when you buy, not when you sell. Now, here's the interesting thing. I don't know if you guys have heard this. Time and time again, I've heard Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin has crashed. Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is nothing. It's going to zero. And this time, guys, it's different because it actually is going to zero. I don't know how many times you guys have heard something like this, but let's keep track. There actually is a chart here. So in the last 5 years, you hear this all the time. Bitcoin this year I stand to make 200 million more with okay, let me see here. Black Swan calls Bitcoin a gimmick and a game, says it resembles a Ponzi scheme. This is 2021 when the price was 51,000, and then when the price was 29,000. Billionaire investor says Bitcoin is headed for zero, which is very far from the moon. Very interesting. Again, this is a 2021. JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon calls Bitcoin worthless. I personally think that Bitcoin is worthless. And mind you, this is the CEO of JP Morgan. Okay, very interesting. Now let's see when it was at like extreme lows, 18,890. Again, this Jamie Dimon guy slams crypto token as decentralized Ponzi scheme. 2023 again at 16,000. Bitcoin's last stand. Again in the Joe Rogan podcast. This is from Peter Zalen, who is a geopolitical analyst. He says Bitcoin will go negative. Yeah, because that is extremely possible for a asset to go into the negatives. Crypto is now in the process of going to zero, except for Bitcoin, which will probably go negative because if we're moving into a world of carbon taxes, you have to take into account the energy to produce it in the first place. Oh, buddy, shut up, man. Like, this is what I mean, okay? Bitcoin and all the pathetic fake currencies that popped up in its wake are the worst thing to happen to the investment world in my lifetime. They are a joke, wrapped in a fraud, wrapped in a Ponzi scheme, and sold as a get-rich-quick investment opportunity. If anyone portrays Bitcoin as a get-rich-quick opportunity, then run for the hills. Bitcoin is not get-rich-quick, okay? This is from Harvey Jones, personal finance editor of the Daily Express. Or I don't know if that's the person I wrote or if that's the person that published it, right? Sayonara Bitcoin. Okay, this is Robin Brooks. So it turns out that Bitcoin is just another bubble asset that blows up when the Fed gets serious about hiking interest rates. Very interesting. Now let's compare it in when the price was 117K. I mean, to be fair, you should have sold at that time, but Bitcoin basically within all of it, the entire time that it's been alive, okay? Bitcoin has been declared dead 464 times. I mean, if it's been declared dead this many times, it's been risen from the dead more times than Jesus has, guys. Okay? Hey, listen, I love God. I love Jesus. I'm sorry if that was a big guy. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, if Bitcoin's been declared dead 464 times, then guys, it's woken up from the dead 464 times. If you invested $100 each time, you would have 69,473,000 if you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin each time. If you literally invested, okay, keep that in mind, guys, okay? That's $46,000. If you invested $46,000 into Bitcoin every single time, right? Let's just say 50,000. If you invested $50,000 into Bitcoin within its lifespan of people saying, hey, it's dead, it's dead, it's dead, you would have very close to $100 million, which is absolutely insane to think about. So keep that in mind. Even just within the last year, let's see how many times people have called it dead. At 79,000, you can see another person, whoopsie daisy Bitcoin. I could go over the various ways that Bitcoin is bad at being money, how it sucks for transactions. Put a sock in it, man. The financial crisis of 2025 will kill Bitcoin. Bitcoin was born out of the financial crisis of 2008. Ironically, the financial crisis of 2025 will kill it. And this is Peter Schiff. Dude, Peter Schiff is the #1 gold maxi and the biggest Bitcoin hater known to man. Like, this guy hates Bitcoin and everything to do with Bitcoin. If you're a Bitcoin holder, I'm sure he probably hates you too. I mean, hey, listen, we're going to look back at this chart in 5 years. You guys really think that this time is any different? Like, you genuinely think that this time is any different? What was the most recent call? It was 63,000. Okay, so it was at 63,000. We got another one saying Bitcoin is dead. Every time I ask a Bitcoin true believer to explain why they think it has long-term value beyond the ability to convince someone else to give them more than what they paid for it, I come away more certain that Bitcoin has no long-term value and a floor price of 0. Well, then tell me why gold has any type of value, right? Bitcoin is literally digital gold. It's not a government that gives it value. It's the people that give it value. In the same way that gold's price isn't based on any government entity, it's based on what the people give it value. That is exactly why gold goes up. It's not dependent upon a government. It's dependent upon people, and people are the one that select the price of it. Bitcoin has a floor price of 0. This guy says Buck Sexton, dude, you're going to be extremely wrong in a couple months here. Crypto Cash says bottom is 60, maybe 59, but never go lower. I think it could go lower. I'll be honest with you. I think we could even see $50,000 in my humble opinion. Now, again, this is obviously very sad. I think about 70, is it 70 billion or 70 trillion that got, or not 70 trillion. It was either 70 billion or $70 million that got wiped out of the crypto market. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is billion, right? 70 billion has been wiped out of the crypto markets in the last 60 minutes. I mean, hey, at this point, we're used to it. The volatility that comes with crypto is not for the faint of heart, guys. Obviously, it is very dangerous. Also, one thing that you guys did not know, but maybe you should get accustomed with, is that Bitcoin tends to print local tops and bottoms around the 4th and 7th of each month. Okay, that's actually very interesting. Let me see here. Interesting. Is it food for thought? What's it saying here? Let's search it up. Is that how it goes, or is it food for thought, or is it fuel for thought? Food for thought. Interesting food. Jason Sinker says Toshi to 100 billion market cap. Shout out to the people who were saying that, by the way. Good on you guys. I know a few people in the crypto space that were saying Toshi's going to 60 billion, 70 billion. Yeah, that's really good, man. It's really good. Listen, it's great. It's great to have conviction on your plays, but it's one thing to just absolutely mislead people, and doing it willingly, guys. Like, come on, like you can't say that a meme coin is going to go to the same levels as something like Dogecoin went to. Okay, that's absolutely insane. Dogecoin was a anomaly. It was one of a kind. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, and there is never going to be a meme coin. And I will say this very loudly. There is never going to be a meme coin like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu ever again. That's going to get near $100 billion market cap. It's just not going to happen, okay? I've been in crypto for a while. I've fairly confident. That's probably one of my more confident ones. $100 billion market cap for a meme coin, not happening. Bitcoin, just an idea of what I expect over the next 8 to 10 months. You can see here that we will potentially see a little bit of, or not a little bit, a lot of sideways action for crypto, guys. That is what I expect to see as well. Just within these next couple months. Now, February, like I was saying, January and February typically do not close red together, right? So it's either a red January and a green February, or a green January and a red February, or two green, like a January green and a February green. We do not see two red back to back. Now, can it be different? Can this time change? Yeah, absolutely, but history doesn't show that. So I'm going to bet again. I'm going to bet on history, right? You can see here, January, guys, it closed in the red, obviously. And now February had a massive spike down. I mean, this is one of the biggest candles this month, or one of the biggest red candles, down about 23% from the candle wick to the bottom of the wick. Do I think it's going to close in that range? I don't think so. Hopefully, what I want to see, guys, is a close above that. So let's see here. If this is where we opened at 78,000, I'm hoping for a close of at least above 80K. And if that is the case, or even 85K, we should see a little bit around an 8 to 10% pump for the month, which should be good. This is going to get people very excited. And then as we go into March, people are going to be like, oh, Bitcoin's back. You know, this is it. And then boom, bull trap. And then we get liquidated. The new longs that were opened up because of, you know, renewed optimism is just going to be wiped off the table. Okay. So just keep that in mind, fellas. Now, there are obviously a lot of banging plays out there that I'm not getting into just yet, because I feel like I still need to wait until we can confirm an actual bottom. Now, you guys have seen all these posts so far, but let's take a look at what this guy predicted using this mathematical equation back in May of 2025. Now, you all know that the top came in October of 2025. And back on May 13th, 2025, there was this over here, okay? This guy basically called the top for Bitcoin, saying it's going to be in between 120 to 130K. And then boom, it was a fairly good prediction using this model over here. And then the same guy who made that prediction comes out with a bear market prediction. Let me try to find that for you. Right over here, okay? The bear market, and he's saying around that $45,000 range. Now, me personally, I don't see it going below 45K or even touching $30,000. I think that this is going to hopefully find a good amount of support at that 50K range. Lowest, maybe, you know, we dip a little bit below 50K, guys. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying, oh, it's going to be like the previous cycles where we get 80% drawdowns. That is just something that's not going to happen. Let's see. So the $50,000, right? Just to 50K from the peak, it's about 60% dip. People are saying it's going to dip 80% like it has in the past. You need to understand, if it dips 80%, we're going to 25K. Bitcoin, I'll tell you this right now, is not going to $25,000, guys. That is just insane. That's just not something that I see happening for Bitcoin at all. Let me just take a look at the stream right now. If you guys are enjoying, please smash that like. We have about 8 viewers in here right now. Guys, remember the days back in early 2025, we used to get like, I think my peak was about 200 viewers at one point, which is crazy to see how the amount of people that have left the crypto space. So you guys are probably wondering, when do I think Bitcoin is going to bottom? Well, from everything that we've been looking at, it seems like Q4 of 2025 is when we will expect to see a bottom. Now, this month, I do believe that we are going to recover just a little bit, where I think that we do have a good opportunity to recover and make a little relief rally, okay? Let's see here. I like how they have a little bit of AI on here. Are altcoins going to outperform Bitcoin? Let's ask the coin market cap AI here. Oh, I have to sign up. I don't want to sign up. I don't want to do all that. But obviously, one of my biggest hedges that I'm buying is Ethereum. I don't know if you guys know, but the way that I structure my portfolio is that I have a hedge against my portfolio, right? This means that 60 to 70% is either in Bitcoin or it's either in Ethereum. Now, oh, there's this interesting post. ETH meets AI and why it matters right now. Vitalik argues Ethereum isn't just a blockchain, it's the economic and privacy layer that could shape how AI actually interacts with humans and markets without letting big tech or authoritarian actors call the shots. Here's the gist of it. Trustless private AI interactions with zero knowledge payments, local models, and cryptographically verified proof so AI doesn't leak your data or track you. ETH as the economic core layer, AI agents interacting via decentralized markets and contracts, not centralized silos. Privacy plus verification, tools that actually let users interact with AI on their terms without exposing identities. A cypherpunk dream of don't trust, verify, but actually practical. This isn't sci-fi. This is near-term reflection on where AI plus Web3 could actually work together to preserve freedom instead of eroding it. Now, I do believe in Vitalik. I think this guy has a great head on his shoulders, and I think he's going to steer Ethereum in the right way. If you don't bet on Ethereum, I feel like you're just leaving money on the table. Now, ETH potentially could even dip below 1,000. I'm telling you guys right now, if ETH dips below 1K, I'm literally selling the Supra and I'm going to be accumulating as much as I can, because ETH at 1K, guys, is a massive, massive steal. I am insanely sweating here, so I'm just going to turn my fan on, guys. Give me a second. We'll be right back. Hopefully you guys can't hear the fan noises, but it is way too hot in here. I think I have way too much lights on me right now. So anyways, if you guys like these live streams and if you want more, please smash that like, as it does go a long way, guys. Also, when you like this video or when you like this live stream, YouTube just pushes it out to the algorithm a little bit more, and that obviously does help out a lot. Let me know how the quality and everything and all that jazz is as well. Again, like I was saying, this is so different from the previous live stream that we used to do back in the day in early 2025, where we used to have like 200, 300 people tuning in at once. But hey, we are here. We're restarting this. We're trying to get this back on the roll. If you guys like live streams, if you have cryptos that you want me to take a look at, definitely let me know. So let's take a look at some meme coins while we're at it. Right, some bangers, obviously, that we've covered on this project for a while. Fun fact, this was actually one of my this was my first 1000x call. It was Jerry the Turtle, JYAI. If you guys are familiar with that, let me know down below, because this is such a banging play, right? Obviously, it sucks that the markets are obviously down right now, and I don't think that meme coins are going to perform that well during a time like this. But nonetheless, it was a play that has done really well for us and for a lot of people. There was literally a guy inside my private Discord who made 20K just off of JYAI, and that just goes to show you, right? There's people that could actually make life-changing gains from meme coins. Okay, so don't fade it, is what I'm trying to say. Let's go over to Dex Screener here. I don't know why it's not loading. Okay, boom. JYAI, $1.4 million market cap, obviously a very banging play. You guys need to understand one thing: when the markets do recover, for this thing to get back to previous all-time highs, you're looking at about a 1,400% gain, which is about a 15x from current prices. This is, again, a project that I'll tell you guys right now, we called at what? We call this literally a $20,000 market cap. Let me see here. And again, we'll probably go down in history as one of my best calls. Let's do 45,000. Okay, for the sake of, let's do 45,000. At the peak, guys, this was about a 47,000% gain. 47,000% gain, which is ridiculous. 47,000. Let me see here. Let me chat GPT this. 47,000% gain is how many multiples? Okay, so because I did say that we got in around 20K, and I used 47,000 as the or 45,000 as the base point here, it says a 47,000% gain is about a 470x on your money. So if you invest $1,000, you multiply that by 471, that's $471,000. But again, we got in a lot lower than that. We got in at 20K. So more or less, guys, almost about a 1000x. That's literally, investing $1,000 and walking away with $1,000,000. Okay, that's investing $100 and walking away with a 100K. And obviously, a lot of people they sold before that, but I'm just saying, still gonna go down in history as one of my best calls on this channel here. And because of that, I think that this is a project that, hey, listen, I may not hold much of it right now, but it is one that I will hold onto the ground here. Let's actually see if they're active still on their X accounts. You can see them still following me over here. We don't follow trends, we drive them. Okay, so even during the bear market, still coming out with calls, right? You can still not calls, but they're still coming out with posts, they're still coming out with listings. When was this listing? January 19th on KuCoin, which again, hey, fairly good here. Clean, actionable buy and sell signals for the overall crypto market, designed to help you stay ahead of major trends, not to chase them. Pretty interesting here. So if you guys want some buy alerts from JYAI themselves, you could join their private Discord. Definitely go ahead and do that, guys. Stay up to date with relevant information about every single project that you see here on this channel. Okay, what else did we want to take a look at? I know Banker Coin was doing well. Banker Coin is actually on the base ecosystem. How much is it down today? Down 24%, but in the week up 56%. This is a AI, it's an AI agent that's making a economy, an environment, sorry, for AI agents to work together. It's actually pretty freaking cool. Okay, in the last month, up about 200%. One of the only plays right now that are pumping ran up to $112 million market cap, now down to 80 million. This is at a fairly good buying range right now. Am I accumulating things like this right now? Probably not, guys. I will stick to more utility tokens right now. There are some RWA plays. I think Ondo is a good play right now. Sitting at 1.1 billion. If you guys know anything about Ondo, then you know that this is a fairly good RWA project. You can see here, had a massive high of about 4.6 billion. Let's go over to TradingView here, because TradingView is probably the cleanest one to look at. Ondo US dollar. Okay, I mean, yeah, look at where this is the right Ondo here that we're looking at. Yeah, I mean, look at where Ondo is, guys. It's at lows, basically lows of it since it ever launched, okay? Back in February of 2024, it ran up just from here, which again is where it's at right now, to all-time highs. You're looking at about a 900 or 880% gain to get to that $2.14. Again, Ondo, if you guys are looking for exposure to RWA projects, this may not be a bad opportunity. I want to be transparent with you guys. I bought into a really good RWA project back in early 2023, and this was a project that just came out recently during that time as well. And I want to say I got in around this time, right? 0.08. And we were also selling on the way to the top here, which did about a 1200% gain, 1300% gain. Now, at the time, buying in the bear market, especially into a utility play, real world asset play, did pay off. However, if you guys seen that video where I lost 35K, then you know one of my wallets got absolutely rinsed. But nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is, bear market, there are so many opportunities to make money. You make money in the bear market. You don't make money in the bull market. You make money when you buy, not when you sell, okay? I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say there. And there's so many opportunities right now. Personally, I'm still waiting a little bit longer because I think the bottom is going to happen in October. So what am I doing until then? I'm accumulating. If there's anything else that you guys are buying, right? Stocks, maybe those are things that you guys want to take a look at. But for the most part, stack your bread, stack your peas, guys. Get ready, because there's going to be a huge opportunity and a dollar cost averaging opportunity that will come in Q4 of this year. Let's take a look at how the live is doing. We don't have the most amount of viewers when we go live at this time, which is something that I've noticed. So if you guys are here, make sure you drop a cheeky comment, man. Let me know that you guys are there. Maybe it makes more sense to go live during the evening. If you guys are watching and you prefer these live streams, let me know what time you prefer me to go live. But again, Ondo, solid play. I think it definitely has a future in the crypto market. RWA plays definitely do. Tensor Tau, again, another solid play. This is another AI play. If we go over to about here, you can see open source protocol that powers a decentralized blockchain-based machine learning network. Ultimately, our vision is to create a pure market for artificial intelligence and incentivize area in which consumers and producers of this valuable commodity can interact in trustless, open, and transparent context. Was it context or yeah, context? Again, very solid play. BitTensor Tau News. Grayscale files the SEC for the first US BitTensor ETP listing. That's actually pretty intense. What is this about? Let's read the full listing here. So Tau Token News, Grayscale Investments has submitted S1 registration statement with the Securities and Exchange Commission for shares of BitTensor Trust, marking the first attempt to bring Tau exposure to US markets through a regulated investment product. If they're bringing a regulated investment product to Tau, you best want to believe, you better believe in this project and the future of it, because obviously it seems like these guys are very serious. The proposed Grayscale BitTensor Tau Trust would trade under ticker G Tau and hold Tau directly if approved by regulators. Barry Silbert, chairman of Grayscale, stated the move reflects how quickly decentralized artificial intelligence is evolving and emphasized the firm is pioneering access to this emerging sector. Let's take a look at TradingView. Let's take a look at Tau as well. And the price that Tau is at right now is, guys, I mean, it is so undervalued at the given state that it's at right now. I don't think we've even seen this level since about 2024. Like, it was never this low. Okay, let me see here. It's literally sitting at $144. I think it dipped a little bit more today because when I was looking at it yesterday, it was at $150. Now literally at 144, dipped 8.15%. I mean, the dip is crazy. This is a dip that just keeps on dipping. And from here, just to even get back to previous all-time highs, one thing you need to understand is that it is going to pay off, okay? It's about 275% gain, which is, more or less a 3 to 4x return, just to get back to previous all-time high levels of $540. But what you need to understand is it will not stop there. Tau has a much higher, in my opinion, could go a lot higher. If you guys believe in AI, if you think artificial intelligence is the future, then Tau definitely, it will give you some good exposure to that. Another project that is worthwhile, in my opinion, is Caspa, that's building a layer one, actually up. Is this the last hour? In the last 24 hours, actually up 0.72%, as opposed to every other crypto right now. A lot of these other utility plays are down and are being hammered right now. So in the last month, Caspa down 33.45%. And a lot of people who watch my channel for meme coins are probably wondering, Ro, why are you not talking about meme coins? Why are you not investing in the meme coins right now? Listen, meme coin investing is all, it's all nice and dandy in a bull market, but in a bear market, that is not what you want to be accumulating. I'll be extremely honest with you guys. In a bear market, you are not supposed to be investing into meme coins. In a bear market, you're buying utility plays, you're buying altcoins, you're buying projects, you're buying into companies, genuinely just companies that are actually trying to make real world difference, right? Ethereum, Caspa, BitTensor, Tau, just to name a few. Those are all very solid plays that are actually doing something behind the scenes, that are actually trying to make something happen in the real world. What else? I think there was, what was that one called? There was another RWA project. Let me take a look here. I used to invest into a lot of RWA plays. Real world assets. There we go. RWA protocol. So obviously you have Ondo. Let me see if that one that I was talking about before is still around. If you guys know what I'm talking about, comment down below. I had like a fish or something logo. Don't know if I'm able to find that right now. But hey, one thing I will say, guys, is listen, if you do want access to know exactly what cryptos I buy, what I sell, get up-to-date information about the crypto market, then you are going to want to join the Memecoin Mastery. Private Discord link is in the description. With that being said, though, I think it is time for me to peace out. If you guys enjoyed this live, make sure you guys like it, subscribe, and hit the bell. Again, at 20,000 subs, we are giving away $2,000 to one lucky person. And again, I know these lives are boring, but hey, the crypto markets are boring, so we're trying to stay busy. We're trying to stay active. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys subscribe. And also, one thing to remember is that I am not a financial advisor. None of these videos should be taken as financial advice. At the end of the day, I'm only here to entertain and educate you guys. But if you've enjoyed, then hey, amazing, I've done my job. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Jesus loves you guys.